Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and mere mortals alike gather round as we analyze Destiny musings on Sam Hyde recent issues.
At the top end of the spectrum,
I think there are probably like ways to do I don't even want to say cults. I would say like movements, like effective movements. And I feel like this, whatever Sam Hyde is a part of here, I think has a lot of good effective movements. So like the in-group is like clearly and easily identifiable. They've got like a common set of memes, jokes, humors, cultures, they all obviously are going to physically look somewhat similar, so easily like visually identifiable. They have like a common enemy. Right now, they're really fixated on like this H-1B thing. They have like a common set of ideas about like what life should look like. There's a lot of they have like a thing that they're building towards. I feel like there's like a lot of good components here for what makes a movement, I guess, successful. Yeah, I wish we need to do that better on the left.
is the case.
So Destiny's sitting there, probably sipping some overpriced energy drink, pontificating about how Sam Hyde's got the makings of a successful something. He can't bring himself to say cult, which is hilarious because that's exactly what we're all thinking. Instead, he lands on movement, like it's some noble grassroots uprising, and not a bunch of sweaty dudes in cargo shorts memeing about H-1B visas and lifting weights ironically. Destiny's like, I didn't even want to say cult. And I'm over here cackling because, buddy, you didn't have to say it, we all heard it in the subtext. It's like when your mom says, I'm not mad, but you're already hiding the Xbox controller. Now, let's break this down from my perspective. Charlie, the guy who's seen every corner of the internet from wholesome cat videos to the kind of forums that make you question humanity's survival. Sam Hyde's movement, as Destiny calls it, is less a political revolution and more like a chaotic energy vortex that sucks in every edgelord within a 50-mile radius. Destiny's impressed, though. He's like, they've got an in-group, they're easily identifiable, they've got memes, jokes, humor, culture. Okay, sure, but so does every Discord server with more than 12 people. My local Animal Crossing group has memes and a vibe. Does that make me the next Jim Jones? I don't think so, Destiny. I'm not out here brewing Kool-Aid in my basement. But Destiny's not wrong about the identifiable part. Sam's crew does have a look. You know the type. Guys who own more flannel than a lumberjack convention, probably bench press their body weight in monster cans, and have a weird obsession with Viking runes they don't fully understand. Destiny even says they physically look somewhat similar, which is a polite way of saying they're all variations of the same dude you'd see yelling about protein powder in a gym parking lot. Visually, it's less a movement and more a casting call for a low-budget Viking reenactment that got cancelled halfway through. And then there's the common enemy bit. Destiny points out they're fixated on the H-1B visa thing, which, for the uninitiated, is this whole immigration debate about tech workers that's been twisted into a conspiracy theory boogeyman by certain corners of the internet. It's the kind of niche obsession that sounds like it was cooked up in a Reddit thread at 3 a.m. after too many Red Bulls. They're taking our jobs, they cry, while simultaneously posting memes about how they'd rather live off-grid in a van than work a 9-to-5. The irony's so thick you could spread it on toast. What really gets me, though, is Destiny saying they've got a common set of ideas about what life should look like, and a thing they're building towards. This is where I, Charlie, liberal YouTuber and connoisseur of absurdity, start raising an eyebrow so high it's practically in orbit. What's the endgame here, Destiny? A world where everyone's jacked, eating raw meat, and tweeting about how women peaked in the 1950s. Because that's the vibe I'm getting from Sam Hyde's whole shtick. It's not a movement, it's a lifestyle brand for dudes who think society is just one big prank they weren't invited to. Destiny's over here waxing poetic about the good components of this thing, like he's grading a group project and Sam's team brought a decent PowerPoint. I feel like there's a lot of good components here for what makes a movement successful, he says, and I'm just picturing him with a clipboard, nodding approvingly while Sam's followers chant about lifting weights and owning the libs. Meanwhile, I'm like, bro, the left doesn't need to take notes from this. We've got our own problems, like figuring out how to stop arguing about pineapple on pizza long enough to agree on anything. Let's talk about Sam Hyde for a sec, because he's the ringleader of this circus Destiny's so fascinated by. Sam's a guy who's made a career out of being the human equivalent of a middle finger to everything polite society holds dear. He's the comedian who doesn't just push boundaries, he napalms them and dances in the ashes. $1 Million Extreme, his old sketch group, was like if Tim and Eric got possessed by the spirit of a 4chan troll. And now he's got this following that Destiny's analyzing like it's a sociology dissertation. Sam's not starting a cult in the traditional sense, no robes, no secret handshakes that we know of, but he's definitely got a gravitational pull that attracts a certain type of dude. The kind who thinks irony is a personality trait and triggering people is a noble calling. From my perch, I've seen cults, movements come and go on the internet. Flat Earthers, QAnon, that weird phase where everyone was obsessed with essential oils. Sam's thing feels different though. It's less about a single belief and more about a vibe. Destiny's right that they've got a culture, memes, in-jokes, a shared sense of humor that's equal parts dark and absurd, but calling it effective feels generous. Effective at what? Trolling Twitter, making normies uncomfortable. Because if that's the metric, sure, they're killing it. But if we're talking real-world impact, I'm not convinced this is the next civil rights movement, Destiny. Here's the thing, Destiny's almost jealous. He's like, I wish we could do that better on the left. And I get it, the left's a mess. We're over here debating pronouns and veganism while Sam's crew is out there forging a brotherhood over deadlifting and dank memes. But as a liberal myself, I'm not sure I want us to emulate this. The left's chaos is our charm. We're the scrappy underdogs who can't agree on a group chat name, let alone a unified thing we're building towards. Sam's got cohesion because his audience is a monolith. Destiny even hints at that with the look, somewhat similar line. The left's a kaleidoscope of weirdos, and I kinda love that about us, even if it means we're doomed to lose every meme war. Let's zoom out for a second. Why is Destiny even talking about this? Probably because he's spent years debating people, and Sam's one of those guys who looms large in the online ecosystem. They've crossed paths before. Destiny's called Sam out for tanking his own career with edgelord antics, and Sam's probably responded by calling Destiny a soyboy or something equally uncreative. It's the classic internet rivalry, the hyperlogical debater versus the chaos agent. And now Destiny's looking at Sam's little empire like, maybe there's something to this. It's like watching Sherlock Holmes tip his hat to Moriarty, begrudging respect with a side of, please don't make me deal with this guy again. From my POV though, this whole movement thing is peak internet. It's what happens when you give a bunch of disaffected dudes a charismatic figurehead and an unlimited supply of Wi-Fi. Sam Hyde's not a cult leader in the Charles Manson sense. He's not charismatic enough to get people to drink literal poison. But he's got that online charisma, that ability to make you feel like you're in on the joke while everyone else is a clueless normie. That's the real power here, and Destiny's picking up on it. It's not about policy or ideology, it's about belonging. Sam's giving these guys a clubhouse, and Destiny's over here taking notes like, maybe I should start a book club. But let's not kid ourselves, this isn't some grand societal shift. It's a bunch of guys who found each other on the internet and decided to make it everyone else's problem. Destiny's impressed by the common enemy and the thing they're building towards, but I'm skeptical. The H1B fixation, that's just the flavor of the month. Next week it'll be something else. 5G towers, oat milk, who knows? And the thing they're building towards, I'd bet my left AirPod it's just a vague fantasy of the good old days mixed with a dash of dystopian LARPing. It's not a blueprint, it's a mood board. I've got a front row seat to this madness. I've seen fandoms turn feral, YouTubers become messiahs, and memes become manifestos. Sam Hyde's movement is just the latest chapter in that saga. Destiny's right that it's got legs, there's a structure to it, a stickiness that keeps people hooked. But I'm not sold on it being successful in any meaningful way. Successful at what? Making X posts go viral? Getting Sam a bigger boxing match paycheck? Because if that's the bar, my dude who keeps sending me clips of his cat doing backflips is running a successful movement too. Let's talk about the cult angle though, because Destiny's dancing around it like it's a live grenade. He says, I didn't even want to say cult, and I'm like, then why'd you bring it up, Steve? It's the elephant in the room. Sam's got followers who'd probably tattoo his face on their biceps if he asked, and some of them probably already have. That's cult energy, whether Destiny wants to slap a prettier label on it or not. But it's not a cult in the traditional sense. No compound in the woods, no creepy initiation rituals, again, that we know of. It's a digital cult, a decentralized mess of irony and angst that thrives on X and Discord instead of a dusty old commune.